Kevin Hunter with Craig Nestor here on the Business Forum Show, and our special guest is Donna Wheeler, and Donna is with Edina Realty, and you can find her on the web at donnawheeler.edinarealty.com. Well, first of all, welcome to the show, Donna.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we're glad to have you. So let's talk a little bit about what you did before real estate, because this goes a little ways back for you. You started real estate in 1993, right?
I did.
Okay, so what were you doing before this, and what made you think real estate was a good move?
Before I started in real estate, I was in customer service.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in customer service for about 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked for American Express. I worked for a electronics store. And I met the man I married, and he was a real estate broker. And he always talked about real estate. And when he talked about real estate, I said, I think I can do that. I think I'll be good at that. So I took the classes, got my license, went to work, and the first 3 months I worked part-time, and I made more money selling real estate than I had the entire previous year doing customer service. So I quit customer service and have never looked back.
Well, it's just a new level of customer service. A different
That's
kind.
right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Definitely customer service has helped me a lot.
Yeah, so let's fast forward to today just a little bit and tell our listeners what you're doing today in your role in real estate.
Today I work for Edina Realty as a realtor. I help people buy and sell real estate. I especially like to work with people who are at a stage in their life where they're changing. They're downsizing. Maybe they're downsizing their house, deciding to move into something smaller. Kids have moved away from they've gone to college. They're done with that. They're starting their own lives, and people need to sell their house.
Mm-hmm.
So I help them through that transition in their life.
Go ahead, Craig. You had a comment.
Well, 20 years in customer service, right? Mm-hmm. And as Kevin just said, real estate, we're in the customer service business, right?
Yeah.
So, Donna, share with us some of those timeless things that you were able to take from customer service then to customer service now that still apply today.
Well, the biggest thing I learned in customer service is everybody just wants to be heard. So the thing that's going to make you succeed in anything is listening. If you listen to what your customer wants, to what your employee wants, whatever it is in business, if you listen to what it is they need, then you satisfy that need, you're going to give the best service. And if somebody's really, in customer service, I also learned if somebody's really angry, half of what they want is to just have their anger acknowledged.
Mm-hmm.
And just say, boy, I can sure understand why you're angry.
Mm-hmm.
Let's figure out how we're going to fix this.
So you were saying that, hearing people and then following that up with something that satisfies what they're looking for,
right,
instead of just saying, you're just whining.
Right.
Knock it off. You're just whining.
Right.
Well, that's, a lot of business owners and business places don't use that language, but that's essentially what they do when somebody speaks up and is heard in an organization. Is they're just like, what are you whining about? You don't know how good you have it, or what. They don't respond with something along the lines of what you were just describing. You got something on the front of your mind there, Craig. I can see it.
Well, so one of the things that we saw was that you specialize in helping people that are going through some type of transition in your life.
Right.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, somebody who is my age, I'm older, and you've been doing something the same way for the last 20 years. You've been living in the same house for 20 years. You've raised kids there. The kids are moved away, and now you don't need to do the same things that you needed to do. You don't need to shovel the driveway when it snows 8 inches. You could move to a townhouse and live in the townhouse, and the association shovels the driveway for you. You don't need to do that anymore. And you don't need to fix all the little things that go wrong with a house. You don't have to clean out the gutters and all of that. And there's a lot of people that I have found that are at that stage in their life where they're wanting to live in something that's a smaller house.
Donna, we see lots of people coming back into real estate now. That market starts to rebound a little bit. Lots of people back into real estate a little bit, reactivating their license, hanging their license. Lots of realtors out there.
Yes, there are.
How do you separate yourself or work to separate yourself in a world that sounds the same?
I try to appeal to the client that is that wants some great service, and the client that is going through a big transition in their life, because I've gone through a lot of transitions in my life, and I can understand what that
Right.
entails and the stress that it brings to your life and what's happening. And a realtor can also be thought of as a counselor because we're working with someone at the most stressful time in their life. They say moving is the third biggest stressor in your life. So I'm there to help that person through that process.
Yeah, so more than a transaction. So what we see is that Donna speaks in more than a transactional realtor, someone that's actually advising someone through a time in their life around all things home.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, different position.
Right.
We had a conversation about your role in all the different networking things that you're doing and how you're getting out into the community and creating some action in this plan. Talk about the ways in which you're connecting with people.
It's really important for me to connect because I moved back to Minnesota in 2010. So I had to build my business all over again. And I didn't know a whole lot of people. I knew people from when I went to high school here, but that was 40 years ago. So I had to build a network. So one of the things I do is I join the Metro North Chamber of Commerce, and they have a lot of networking opportunities there. So not only do I go to the networking meetings, but I also try to have a one-on-one meeting with people, different people from the networking group, because I don't think you can get business unless you build relationships. And it's so important to build relationships and make friends and let people know who you are and what what kind of personality you have. And you can't do that in a meeting. The other thing I do is I try to do things that I love to do. Because if you're doing things you love to do, you're going to meet people that you have a common interest with, and you're going to be friends anyway. So I like to bowl, so I joined a bowling league. I'm a political nerd, so I work on political campaigns, and I meet people that I have a common interest with, I'm friends with, and we develop trust.
Excellent. Kevin Hunter here with Craig Nestor on the Business Forum Show. Our special guest is Donna Wheeler. And you can find Donna on the web, donnawheeler.edinarealty.com. Again, that's donnawheeler.edinarealty.com. Kevin Hunter with Craig Nestor here on the Business Forum Show. Our guest is Donna Wheeler. Thanks for listening.